Filthy Kitchen Cooking. Yours truly, the Squadman. Welcome. Welcome one, welcome all. I got these steaks here. I do not want to cook them, but they've been out. Actually, I made a terrible mistake. I took these steaks out a few days ago, brought them up to room temperature, didn't cook them. Put them back in the fridge. This is an absolute no-no, never do this. Put them back in the fridge. They've been in the fridge for a couple of days. Took them out today. They got to room temperature again for a second time. I don't want to cook them, but if I don't cook them, they're going to end up in the garbage. Now, I know in past videos I talked about some Dodgy meat before. This is the dodgiest of Dodgy. It smells okay, but I'm quite concerned, to be honest, that these steaks may not be fit to eat. I don't smell much off of them, so I'm hoping the nose knows. If the nose knows and I'm fine, then I'm fine. Oops, all this jibber jabber. The oil in the pan has reached its smoke point and it is now wafting. The smoke is wafting skyward. So I got the heat a little higher and I'm going to cook them a little longer and hope that if there's any poison, any microbes anyway, I hope that the microbes will be killed. Any of the poison that the microbes put on this meat, I'll have to eat that and hope I don't have a heart attack or hope my liver can deal with it. But anyway, that's it. I can't afford to throw these steaks out, so I'm going to throw them in the pan. Throw them in the pan, they say. Yeah! I will throw the steaks in the pan, just like Jimmy likes to do. Alright, so usually I cook the steaks for about 2 minutes aside per inch. These steaks are less than an inch, but I'm going to cook them for 240 per side. And I do have the heat a little higher. So I usually like my steaks to be medium rare. These steaks are probably going to be medium. And if I become violently ill, I'll let you know in a future video. But I'm going to risk it. I will risk it and hope for the best. Now, my tongs are dirty. Everything is dirty in this filthy kitchen. I've got to get this place straightened away. I haven't been feeling it. I've been feeling kind of down in the dumps lately, and I have been neglecting my chores, my household chores. I've been alone too long, and yeah. I've been missing people. I've been feeling down in the dumps. And as a result, I haven't been getting stuff done. But that's part of life. Everybody thinks they want to be happy. Happiness is like seasoning. Most of life is just normal stuff. Sometimes you have your ups and sometimes you have your downs. But happiness is kind of like salt on the steak. People who expect to be happy all the time are like these people addicted to their phones. They need constant stimulation. But the reality of life is, most of life is boring. It's like mastery. If you want to be good at something, you have to go through the boring stage. If you want to be a good guitar player, you have to go through your chords. You have to play the same song over and over again. The boring, daily, run-of-the-mill exercises. Same with your boxing, same with anything you want to master. If you want a black belt, you got to go through the drills over and over and over and over and over again, and most people quit because mastery is boring, life is boring. But it's worth it. when you master something. And if you can master something, you can master anything. You just got to stick with it, stick with it, stick with it. Most people who quit regret it. Most people who are on the road to mastery and they get bored too much, they can't deal with the boredom, it's over. And sadly, this is the reason most relationships fail. This is the reason most marriages fail. Things get boring. People stop doing what they should be doing. They think the grass is going to be greener on the other side. It's not. They give up. And they could have had a perfectly sensible relationship. I'm looking for my scissors because this steak is all shriveled up. I'll use this filthy knife instead. I was talking to a friend today, and he was telling me about his friends who have an ideal marriage. So I said, what's this ideal marriage? Oh, well, they like one another, they hang out with one another, they do things with their kids, everybody's happy, they got this workable marriage. I said, that's not an ideal marriage. That's a basic, sensible marriage. That's how marriage is supposed to be. That's an average marriage. These days, what would have been considered an average marriage is the ideal marriage, because people don't stick with relationships. They don't commit. They're not being entertained continually and constantly like a app on your phone crushing candy, and they say, oh, I'm slightly bored. This relationship must have a major problem. No. If you want to master anything, whether it's master the art of a relationship or a marriage, most of that's going to be boring. But you do your duty. You stick with it. You do things that you don't want to do. I don't want to work out. I hate exercising. But if you want to be in shape, you want to have a nice body, you have to do the boring day in and day out. If you want to learn a language, it's boring. But if you want to master it, you have to do the exercise. You have to practice. Boxing, martial arts, same thing. You want the black belt. It's boring, but you do it. You want a healthy mind? You study. It's boring. Much better to watch TV. Much better to play video games. But this is actually wasting your time. Things like that is like happiness. You season your life with it. You study for a couple of hours. You reward yourself with 30 minutes of video games. You work out. You get your workout done. You reward yourself. You study for an hour. You reward yourself. Work the mind. Work the body. Do your duties in relationships. Every time after I exercise, I'm always glad that I did it. But I had to force myself to do it. Now all this jibber jabber, I never got a plate ready and the meat is ready. So where am I going to put this meat? Too much blabbing, not enough preparation. But see, this steak is good. All right, steak number 2. While steak number 2 is doing its thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple of plates cleaned and put some butter on this bag. So tomorrow I have to do the dishes. My last night. Tomorrow I will do the dishes and I will try to clean up the kitchen a bit. Today was very warm. Actually, that's not true. Today was extremely humid. And because it was so humid, it gave the illusion of being very warm today. Because the sweat would not evaporate. So I got on the bike for 10 miles and I was just sweating. And the sweat was just hanging on me. So even though it wasn't overly warm today, the sweat would not evaporate off, so it just felt blah. So I put on the 30-pound diver's belt and I did 4 laps around the pond. That's 6 kilometers. 6 kilometers added to the 16 kilometers I rode on the bike. It was decent, but I had to walk around the pond with no shirt on, even though it wasn't overly warm out and it wasn't overly sunny out. If I had put a t-shirt on, it would have just stuck to my body because it was so humid, and the moisture, the sweat wouldn't evaporate. So my forehead was covered with sweat from the bike ride, and it just wouldn't evaporate off. And I'm walking around the pond. I wasn't exactly sweating anymore, but I couldn't wear a shirt. And quite honestly, right now it's still very humid here. I would like to take the shirt off and do a no shirt video, but you've seen those in the past, and you'll probably see some of those in the future. And I got this shirt on, so I'm going to leave it on. Oh, I was supposed to wash some dishes. Totally forgot. So I'll just use another small plate. Look, Captain America. Oh, the Pokemon symbol. Where is it? Oh, look. Magic. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Alrighty. Show me time. Oh, actually, that's not right. I still have 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I gotta flip this bad boy. Flip you on over there, boy. Get you on in that pan. Yeah. Get you in that pan. I got time to wash a couple of dishes. Wash the dishes, Billy. Wash the dishes, Billy. I knew a guy had dishes. His name was Jimmy Griggs. Alrighty. I'm gonna scrub these dishes. Yeah, scrub them. Sadly, I had to go back to work Monday night. Monday night, 11 o'clock, I had to be at work. My summer holidays are now over. And I was very glad to not be at work for the past couple of weeks, but I feel very sad that I had to go back to work. Unfortunately, I did not win the lottery. I didn't buy a ticket. So, I know I didn't win. Nobody bought me a ticket. I didn't find any tickets that somebody else bought and lost that happened to be winners. Ooh, yeah. Listen to that steak sing. That steak is singing. That steak is saying, yeah. How are we doing on time? This video is getting kind of long. I got 2 clean plates here. Bit moist, bit wet. What can you do? I'll put that one over there. Gonna dry it. How are we doing on time? 20 seconds left. I'm going to dry the plate a little with some paper towel. And get ready for the meat. I think that's enough. I'm going to turn the heat off. Get ready to stop this. Ooh, wonderful. Doesn't smell overly acidic or anything like that. Get that oil. Get that oil out. Now, this pan got nowhere to go. Filthy, filthy, filthy kitchen cooking with the Squadron. Oh man. Yes, I know the kitchen is filthy. That doesn't mean I want it to be filthy. That doesn't mean I enjoy a filthy kitchen. It just means that's the way it is. Sadly, I am a wild man. I belong in a cave. I belong in the forest. I'm like Inky Doo. Those of you who are versed in your Epic of Gilgamesh, I am basically the wild man of the forest. Slightly civilized, but the reality is this house is beyond me. Keeping this house clean and in order and all that, these are life skills that I never really developed, sadly. But I'm not dead yet. Let's work on it. Anyway, this video is getting kind of long. You've seen these delightful, beautiful steaks, all wonderful and tasty looking. When these steaks rest and go to room temperature, I'll fire them in the fridge before I go to bed. Even though it's past my bedtime right now, I don't mind. I'll wait. These hit room temperature. I'll put the two of them on one plate, cover them with another plate, fire them in the fridge, and I'll probably have one of them for breakfast in the morning. So, who loves you, baby? This guy, don't forget it. If you're going through tough times, come see me. We'll hang out together. If you enjoy my content, if you enjoy my videos, if you enjoy spending time with me, I enjoy spending time with you. I feel much better. I'm alone most of the time, sadly, but talking to you guys makes me feel a little better. Yeah, so if you're going through tough times, let's hang in there and hope for the best. Hopefully we got some good times right around the corner. And don't forget, you're somebody's favorite person in this world, probably mine. So just remember, till next time, if you have any comments, anything you'd like to add, down below, please. Till next time, goodbye. And remember, I love you. I will see you tomorrow on this screen. Maybe in person one day. Alrighty, love you, goodbye.